coming off of a season like we had last year, obviously we won a lot of games and we won some big games, and some of those games, you know, people were watching from around the country. So that's still fresh in everybody's mind, really, even though that was almost a year ago. So we've got to kind of balance it up. We've got to balance taking the momentum from last season and taking the healthy bits from that, but not getting stuck on, you know, just trying to repeat what we did. I think that would be a big mistake. We're going to try and we're going to build a new team, even though we've got a lot of the same players. And we're going to do something new, something that's fresh, and treat this like a brand new adventure.
COVID has kind of really thrown a wrench into some things, and you continue to see those effects. And one of those effects is being able to bring back some of these players for a fifth or even sixth year. Can you talk about those 5 players that are coming back and what they have meant to the program? Maddie Chavez, Glow, Hinojosa, and yeah. Yeah,
so we've got, you know, goalkeeper of the year, for the Big West goalkeeper of the year, Glow Hinojosa, defender of the year, Maddie Chavez, Destiny Manzo, Amber Huff, and Alex Jaquez, and they all played a massive part in last season. And they all could have graduated. They could have graduated on time, but what COVID has done for us is opened up this little window for those that want to do it, is to play out the year that they missed. And those 5 have decided to do that. I couldn't be happier that they did. They all came to that decision on their own for different reasons, but I think what draws them all together is that they're super competitors, these guys, and just couldn't be happier that we're going to have them again. It's going to be some really, really good leadership. They're going to have different challenges, because playing as a 5th year, there's different levels of expectation that they're going to have to manage. But I think if they share the burden of leadership, I think we're in for a really solid season in regards to sort of leadership through the team.
You guys have a big incoming class, I think 14 newcomers.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the class as a whole, especially some of the kind of linchpins that you guys have with Tati Fung from Texas and Iceland Crowder from UCLA?
Yeah, so the class grew steadily, and it's a significant class. I think it's as good as any other freshman class that we've recruited. It's a good combination of athleticism, technical ability, and it gives us depth in a lot of different areas. Then we were able to add 2 transfers. Tati Fung from Texas, one of the top midfielders in the country, and we're excited to have her. She's going to play a little bit closer to the forwards, bring a real creative influence in there, and she's going to have to fight hard to get on the field, which is a real credit to the players that we have here already. And then Iceland Crowder is a transfer from UCLA, and she was kind of the last ad, you know, not last minute, but right there in the final chapter of recruiting. And she's another central midfield player. She's got a lot of versatility. She could play in a lot of different places, but she'll play a little deeper than Tati. Again, she's going to have a lot of competition as well. So I think they find themselves in a really good place. It's a good time for them to be joining our team. And this roster is going to push them to be their very best, for them to get opportunities to get on the field and show everybody what they can do.
Maybe any returners that you're really excited to see them step into their own shoes and kind of develop over the course of this next year, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's not enough time to mention everybody. I think everybody that's coming back has got a lot of, you know, bringing the experience of the season that we just had with them, and I think that's really exciting. We've got rising, I forget whether they're juniors or seniors now with all the COVID year, but Gianna Creighton is somebody who's played almost every minute of her career here, and she's established herself as a really big-time performer for us. She'll sit there in the holding spot in the midfield, rarely gives the ball away, and super consistent. Another one that comes to mind, Alyssa Moore, I think really started to flourish and thrive on the team last season. And I feel like she was a kind of player that needed another month or so of that season. If that season had stretched for another couple months, I think she would have continued to gather momentum. So there are a couple of players, but there are many others.
So you, PJ, and Dee have been together for quite some time, 9 years, I think, second longest in California. Can you just talk about what having those 2 individuals, as well as just maintaining a staff for 9 years consecutively, what that means to the girls and the program as a whole, I guess?
Yeah, so Danielle and PJ joined our staff, it was 9 or 10 years ago. We're closing in on 10 years for sure. And, you know, first of all, Danielle, to have to have an alum that achieved so much, as much as she did as a student athlete, is incredible for us. You know, the fact that we've been able to retain Danielle and PJ for that long, it provides us stability. And the three of us have been able to grow through a lot of different experiences. We have three very different opinions sometimes about how we should play and how we should approach games and how we should pivot when in important moments in a game. But we have a common understanding of where we're all trying to get to. So everybody's really happy to share opinions, and you know, we shake that up and come out with a solution. But what the players get out of it is they get a stability of a program that they're walking into. And because we know each other so well, it has a framework to it now and a stability. So I think the players grow a lot from that. They have a comfort level from that. And I think that's in part due to being able to retain those players, those coaches, for a number of different reasons. I think the experience they've had here has been great as individuals. You know, this is a great place to be. It's an amazing university, and I think it has a real stickiness to it. And we've just been able to take care of them just enough so that they can stay around. With the season coming up, I always get a little bit antsy to get going. You know, it's like I don't know, it's like sitting at an airport waiting for the flight to take off for your vacation. You know, you just want to get going. And that's kind of how I feel the 2 weeks leading into the season. So it's I feel like, yeah, a little bit of anxiety, but it's a healthy anxiety is what I'd call it. I think everyone's just getting ready, sort of zeroing in on what we need to do and taking care of all the distractions. So when we get to day one, we can hit the ground running.
Talk about Cal and just scheduling in general, like what that means to you guys as a program and being able to bring top Pac-12 teams to Anteater Stadium, I guess.
Yeah, I think with scheduling, we've always been a program that is scheduled as tough as possible. We call everybody and we're open to playing everybody. And the conference that we're always shooting to compete with is the Pac-12. We had a great year with the Pac-12 last year. Narrowly missed out on a game that I think we wish we had again with Oregon State last year. But we did go to Cal. We beat Cal last year. We beat UCLA in the tournament. And this year we open up with Cal. They're returning, and they're going to be here at Anteater Stadium. I think it's just a terrific matchup for the community, and we just hope to see loads and loads of people come out and enjoy that. It's going to be a barn burner. Obviously, they've got a point to prove. Our players can't wait for the game, and I think it'd be just a great one for Anteater fans to come out and cheer on this new team.